No, I will not join your party. I have a mortgage, and quite frankly, your tank smells like wet dog and poor financial decisions. The audacity of these NPCs is rising with the tide, I swear. But you are different. You look like you've been dragged through a dungeon backwards, and I mean that as a compliment. You're ready for the truth. Sit down. Don't touch the displacer beast fur cloak. It bites. For you, my tragic little muffin, I have prepared something special. I call it the liquidated asset. It is a base of sour apple schnapps to represent the bitterness of labor, a splash of wormwood for the regret, and real gold flakes floating in the suspension, representing the wealth you will never ever possess. Drink up. It tastes like capitalism and anxiety. Now, settle in. Today's scroll comes to us from the grimiest underbelly of the magical economy. We are not talking about shiny paladins in ivory towers. We are talking about the people who clean up their messes. The repo men, the debt collectors, the people who ensure that even in a world of dragons and magic, the bank always wins. Our protagonist, let's call him Silas. Silas is a 28-year-old human, a multi-class artificer and rogue. And Silas is tired. He does not want to save the princess. He does not want to find the Holy Grail. He wants to pay his rent and keep his mother Vonda in her assisted living facility, which costs 3,000 gold pieces a month because they have a heated pool for her arthritis. Silas works for a lovely little organization known as Ironclad Arcane Asset Recovery. You know the type. They operate out of a warehouse in the lower district that smells perpetually of rust, stale coffee, and the lingering ozone of broken dreams. Basically, when adventurers or wizards buy magical items on high-interest credit, shout out to the goblins at the central bank for those predatory loan rates, absolute sharks, and then stop making payments. Silas is the guy they send to get the stuff back. He doesn't enjoy it. It is gritty work. He gets hit with fireballs. He gets cursed with minor inconvenience, which is actually worse than a death curse because your socks are permanently damp. And he has to deal with the most entitled, high-intelligence, low-wisdom people in the realm. Wizards. Silas hates wizards. He loathes them. To him, they are just trust fund babies with reality-bending powers. The client in question for this particular disaster is a high elf wizard we shall name Elric. Elric the adequately financed. Elric is the definition of champagne taste on a mead budget. He's an illusionist, which means he's professionally fake. He has 300,000 followers on the Orb-Net, where he posts videos of himself meditating in scenic locations that he definitely teleported to just for the clout. 6 months ago, Elric leased a Stormweave 3000 flying carpet. This is the luxury model. It has heated tassels. It has a built-in arcane GPS. It has a cup holder that keeps your chai latte at the perfect temperature. It costs 40,000 gold pieces. Elric put 0 down. He signed the contract in blood ink, took the carpet, and has not paid a single copper coin since. Ironclad Arcane Asset Recovery sent him 3 warnings via sending stones. Elric left them on read. They sent a mundane courier. Elric turned the courier into a newt. The courier got better, but the paperwork was a nightmare. So, the file landed on Silas's desk. Silas is sitting in his workshop, which is really just the back of a converted carriage he calls the Beast. The Beast is a masterpiece of artificer ingenuity. It looks like a garbage truck had a baby with a tank. The engine hums with the trapped soul of a minor fire elemental, giving it a low, purring growl that vibrates in your chest. The walls are lined with tools, wrenches the size of your arm, screwdrivers that can pick magical locks, and his prized possession, the null rod. The null rod is a 3-foot-long baton made of cold iron and lead inscribed with anti-magic runes. If you touch a wizard with it, they can't cast spells for 6 seconds. It is the great equalizer. It is the shut-up stick. Silas is staring at the scrying crystal, watching Elric's live feed. Elric is currently flying the Stormweave 3000 over the glittering coast, filming himself doing aerial yoga. He looks ridiculous. He is wearing silk robes that cost more than Silas's entire life, and his hair is perfectly windswept, likely due to a cantrip. "Look at this guy," Silas mutters to his familiar, a mechanical grease monkey named Nyte. He's got a warrant out for grand theft larceny of arcane property, and he's live streaming his location. I hate him. Nyte chirps and hands Silas a half-eaten sandwich. Silas sighs, wipes the grease off his hands with a rag that is already black with oil, and stands up. He cracks his neck. It makes a sound like dry twigs snapping. "All right," Silas says. "Let's go brick a carpet. But do not get comfortable, my little chaos goblin." The real knife in the back doesn't happen until the 3rd update. And trust me, the stain it leaves on the rug is permanent. Silas fires up the beast. He engages the levitation thrusters. Yes, his garbage truck can fly. It is not graceful. It does not soar like an eagle. It lumbers into the air like a brick that has forgotten gravity exists, trailing black smoke and the smell of burning oil. He punches the coordinates into the navigation array and rockets toward the coast. The plan is simple. It is a Repo Class A maneuver. Fly up under the target. Match speed. Jump onto the carpet. Hit the wizard with the null rod. Override the carpet's command words with the master key. Fly the carpet back to the depot. Dump the wizard in a safe, soft pile of hay if he's nice, or a swamp if he's annoying. Elric is going to be annoying. Silas can feel it in his bones. As Silas approaches the coastline, the sun is setting, painting the sky in violent shades of purple and orange. It would be beautiful if Silas wasn't dead inside. He spots the carpet. It's glowing with a soft azure light, weaving through the clouds. Elric is standing on the front edge, holding his scrying orb out on a stick, talking to his fans. "Hey guys," Elric is saying, his voice amplified by thaumaturgy, so the wind doesn't drown it out. "Just out here vibing with the wind spirits. Remember, true power comes from within and from my exclusive line of mana crystals, link in bio." Silas engages the stealth drive on the beast. The truck doesn't become invisible. That's too expensive. It just becomes unnoticeable. It generates a field of boredom. Anyone looking at it just slides their eyes away because it's so mundane. He pulls up directly beneath the carpet. The wind is whipping at his face, stinging his eyes. He climbs out onto the hood of the truck. He has the null rod in one hand and the master control rune in the other. He takes a breath, tasting salt and ozone. He jumps. Part 2, the confrontation. Now, I want you to imagine the sheer kinetic impact of a 200-pound mechanic in leather armor landing on a flying carpet doing 80 miles an hour. It is not braceful. It is not like the bards sing about. It's a chaotic tumble of limbs and cursing. Silas slams into the carpet. The Stormweave 3000 lurches violently. Elric screams, a high-pitched sound that definitely shatters his Zen master persona. He drops his selfie stick, but, and this is crucial, the scrying orb keeps hovering. It keeps recording. It's an enchanted drone, programmed to capture every angle of Elric's life. So, the entire realm is watching live as a dirty, angry man tackles the famous influencer wizard. What is the meaning of this? Elric shrieks, scrambling back. He tries to summon a fireball, his hands glowing with arcane heat. Do you know who I am? I am Elric the Illuminated. I will turn your bones to glass. Silas doesn't hesitate. He swings the null rod, thwack! It connects with Elric's shoulder. The glow in the wizard's hands dies instantly. The magic fizzles out like a wet firecracker. Elric gasps, clutching his arm, looking at Silas with genuine horror. He has never been hit with physical objects before. He doesn't know how to process pain that isn't magical. Ironclad arcane asset recovery, Silas grunts, standing up and balancing on the swaying carpet. He pulls out a scroll that is glowing red. Elric of the Silver Spire, you are in default on your lease agreement for 1 Stormweave 3000. You have missed 6 payments. You have ignored 3 summons. By the power vested in me, by the Guild of Coin and Contract, I am seizing this vessel. You can't, Elric sputters. He looks at the floating camera, realizing he is still live. He tries to fix his hair. Fans, followers, this bandit is assaulting me. This is a hate crime against the arcane arts. Send help. Send mana. The comments on the side of the floating projection are scrolling so fast they are a blur. Wizard Lover 99 says, "Is this a skit?" Goblin Mood Active says, "LMAO, get him, Repo Man." Archmage Karen says, "This is unprofessional. I'm calling the guards." Silas ignores the chat. He kneels down and slaps the master control rune onto the fabric of the carpet. The carpet shudders. The azure glow turns to a dull compliance gray. Vehicle secured. Silas mutters, "Now, Elric, you have 2 choices. Choice A, you sit down, shut up, and I fly us back to the depot where you can call your daddy to bail you out. Choice B, I drop you." Elric stands up, his face twisted in a sneer. The 6 seconds of the null rod's effect are wearing off. "You filthy mechanic," he spits. "You think you can touch me? I'm a master of the weave. I can reshape reality." He starts casting Major Image. Suddenly, the sky is filled with dragons. Giant, roaring red dragons diving at them. It is terrifying. It is sensory overload. But Silas has true sight goggles. He pulls them down over his eyes. The dragons vanish. All he sees is a skinny elf waving his arms around. "Cute," Silas deadpans. He steps forward and punches Elric in the nose. Not a magical punch, just a fist. Elric crumples. He is sobbing. There is crimson essence, blood for you sensitive types, streaming onto his silk robes. "My nose! You broke my nose! My face is my fortune!" "Your fortune is technically the property of the bank," Silas says. He flies the carpet back toward the city, dragging Elric by the collar. The scrying ord follows them the whole way, documenting Silas's grim, stoic face and Elric's blubbering meltdown. By the time they land at the depot, the stream has 2 million viewers. Silas has gone viral. They are calling him the Wrench Wench. Hashtags are trending. Hashtag pay your debts. Hashtag wizard tears. Hashtag repo cane. Silas hands Elric over to the depot guards, 2 ogres named Bash and Thump, and signs the paperwork. He feels a moment of grin satisfaction. He did his job. He got the asset back. He gets his commission. He walks back to the beast, ready to go home, drink a stale ale, and sleep for 12 hours. But as he unlocks his truck, his sending stone vibrates. It is a message from the front desk of his mother's nursing home. "Silas, this is Nurse Joy. We have a problem. A gentleman came to pick up Vonda. He had the paperwork. He said he was your business associate. We let her go with him, but now I can't reach the facility manager and... Silas, who is Tybalt?" Silas's blood runs cold. The world stops. The victory of the repo job dissolves into ash in his mouth. Tybalt the spider-kissed, the head of the Obsidian Syndicate, the loan shark who originally financed the goblins, who financed the bank, who financed Elric. It's a complicated web, literally. Silas checks his own messages. There is one from an unknown number. It is a video file. He opens it. It shows his mother, Vonda, sitting in a dark room. She is knitting. She looks confused but unharmed. Behind her stands a figure in the shadows, a drider, a half-drow, half-spider abomination. A voice, smooth like velvet over gravel, speaks from the darkness. "Hello, Silas. You have caused us a great deal of embarrassment today. That carpet you repossessed, it wasn't just a carpet. We were using the lining to smuggle, let's call it dream dust, into the city. You bricked our shipment. You cost me 50,000 gold pieces. And now you are going to work for me to pay Ack, or Vonda here becomes Wunch." Silas crushes the sending stone in his hand. The metal groans and snaps. The rage that fills him isn't the tired, working-class frustration he felt earlier. This is something else. This is the cold, calculated fury of an artificer who knows exactly how to dismantle the world, one bolt at a time. Oh, darling, he touched the mom. You never touch the mom. This isn't just a repo job anymore. This is war. And Silas, he just unlocked his level 20 capstone ability, unmitigated violence. Before we see how Silas turns a garbage truck into a weapon of mass destruction, a word from our sponsors. Do you suffer from unwanted scrying? Are your ex-lovers spying on you through your mirror? Do you wake up feeling like a beholder is watching you pee? You need Gorgon Be Gone Stone Polish. Just apply a thin layer to your reflective surfaces, and anyone who tries to scry on you will be instantly petrified. That's right. Turn your stalkers into lawn ornaments. Use code NYX for 5% off your first bottle. Legal disclaimer: we are not responsible for statues cluttering your living room. All right, Muffin, the board is set. The pieces are moving. The wizard is canceled. The mom is kidnapped, and the repo man is about to break every law in the Geneva Suggestion. Are you ready for the bloodshed? Type NEXT and let's see how this ends.